Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Tougi King Colossus. In the last episode, we went to Ganant's place in order to get the iron sword reforged, but we have to rescue Ganant's daughter Pham in order to get that sword fixed. So we have to go to Griud's tower in order to rescue Pham. And now that we have the believer's mark, these guards will let us in. Now that we're in, let's go. But first, I want to make sure that I show you guys the believer's mark. Remember that symbol from the very beginning of the game? Like before we went to the title screen? This is that same logo. That same little symbol. And, well, expect this to become a common theme, I guess, in the game. And as soon as we go in, we get to deal with these bats, and I am not a big fan of these bats, especially this early in the game, because if they touch you, they latch on, and they drain a little bit of your health, and it can be very, very annoying. I recommend being level 7 when you enter this place, but 9's even better because you can basically wipe out anything in the tower at this point. And we gain a level. It should be noted that the bats here, when they die, they leave this little puddle of blood. And if you touch this puddle, you will take damage. So you want to be very careful. We also have a set of 3 doors here. One on the left, one in the center, one on the right. And you want to go from left to right here to ensure that you find everything, because the right just takes you straight to the boss. Well, it doesn't take you there straight away, it's just the path that leads to it. I should also mention something that I forgot to say in the last video. If you swing this metal ball near a wall, and the ball hits the wall, the ball will automatically come apart, just like if you let go of the C button before you did the 2 full rotations. The 2 full swings. This can come in handy in small areas, but much larger ones like the one we saw at the very entrance, not so much. I might as well go ahead and mention the dogs here. The dogs here just move back and forth when they see you, and they can be easy to take down. Also, we need a key to get through that door, and right now we don't have said key. But if we go down here and fight off all the enemies, we can open that chest over there and get it. New enemy here, the soldiers. The flail weapons will hit them no matter what. If you try to hit them with something else, well, you're going to have to hit them in the back if you want them to do any damage, otherwise they'll just block it completely. We won't find that out until a little later in the game, but I might as well mention it now. And that chest contained the High Priest key, which let us open this door. Now we need to take care of these green bats, which take even more damage than the blue ones. And that is proof positive of how frustrating these bats can be. I nearly die here. Thankfully, I managed to get a bit of a respite away from being bitten to death, and I'm able to finish some of the bats off and even get a little bit of health from killing one of them. I'd rather kill all of them, not just for the experience, but because, well, I don't want to be bitten anymore. There's also another chest here that we definitely want to open. But first, we want to make sure that we have some health to pick up. There's a shield that I won't be able to use. And let's go ahead and open that chest. And inside this chest is the High Priest's note. And if you pause the game, go to items, and then look at the note, you'll get something rather interesting. You definitely want to read this for a little later. Bring the statue of the greatest god Griud to the holy place. Then the door shall be opened. Right up right. Remember right up right for later. Anyway, we don't have anything left to do in the left part of the entrance area, so you might as well go ahead and go straight through the middle. But first, I'm going to take care of all these enemies. And I get bitten again. That's just great. I don't know the way to break out of it quicker. I don't know if mashing buttons helps at all. But you definitely want to swing the metal ball around in case any of them try to get close. They do move around randomly, but at the same time, they always move around in like circle-like movements, which makes them hard to anticipate when it comes to where they're gonna go. So you just want to be careful when you fight the bats. And now it's time to take on the middle section. Starting off with more bats and 2 more soldiers. This should be easy to take care of because we're in a much smaller room. And we just got 1 more to go. And there he is. Make sure to grab that key before we go, or else we won't be able to get in here. And well, those wall shots helped. I'll say that much. But at least we're able to get to this chest a lot more easily than we were able to get to the chest with the High Priest key and the High Priest note. But inside this chest is something we really need, the silver armor. So let's pause the game, go to equip. Let's keep the metal ball as our weapon. And now we can switch to the silver armor. We don't have a shield again, so let's go ahead and equip nothing, and then I'm just going to keep Crash Bomb. Or Crack Bomb, as the game wants to call it. And you actually get different color armor for when you equip and find different color armor. Like the silver armor is actually silver. So you can tell you got it equipped without having to go into the pause menu and checking out your status, which is really nice. Again, something Lagoon did. And I might as well go ahead and fight these monsters again. Never want to say no to a monster fight anywhere in this game. And it's time to take on the right section. This is the path that will take us to the boss. And we're getting quite a bit of health drops here. We got rather lucky on the health drops. Might as well go ahead and take care of this guy, and then we can just go down here. And now we have a few more bats to take down. Now if I could just hit the thing, we'd be good. And there is a treasure chest, and I can't remember if it had a medical herb or if it had a... or if it was empty. I think that's the empty one. I'm not sure. There are some empty chests in the game. And I'm getting bit by a bat again. Great. Thankfully, the fact that we can get the metal ball to fly around in random directions can be a real help here. If you can fight the bats from far away, by all means do so. I'm not sure if the balls, when it comes off the metal chain, when you let go of the C button, or earlier, or when you hit a wall with it. I don't know if you can time it to make it go a certain angle, or if it's just random. And that was the empty chest. I had to go ahead and check just to make sure. And even more bats. At least we got the green one out of the way early. We can finish off the blue ones much more easily at this point. Now that we're at level 7. And there's no key to collect here, so we might as well go through this door. And there's a door here, and there's a door on the other side of the room. We want to go through the door on the left first. I accidentally go through the door on the right first, but then I turned back because then I realized it was the path of the boss. So you want to go through the door to the left first after you clear out all the enemies here, because you never know when you might need the experience. Really do not like the bats. Sometimes they can just fly away from you without you being able to anticipate it at all. And finally, we got the key. Made sense to fight off all these enemies, because you never know when you might need a key, so always fight off the enemies first, so that way you can take care of all your key needs. I do know the door leading down here leads to something. And here's what I was talking about earlier. I went into this door, but then I decided to back away because the pink dogs, which are stronger than the brown ones that we've been fighting so far, they show up there in that straight line, and I realized, wait a minute, this is the path of the boss. I need to go back. And it's a good thing I did, because I was able to go in here as well as the door to the left and find some more stuff that I needed. And it's a good thing I waited there so I could fully refill my health. I believe that chest has the medical herb. So if you need a medical herb, or if you're in dire need of health and you already have one in your inventory, you can just open that chest and use it. And it paid to go into this door first before I continued on with the rest of the area. Because not only was I able to gain a level, but I was able to open this silver chest, which contains the Haken. It's another flail weapon, and it's actually more powerful than the metal ball. Plus, you don't have to worry about holding the button so the ball doesn't fly off. So you want to equip that right away. Now that we've gotten everything taken care of at last, now we can just finally go through the door that I initially backed out of. It feels good not to have to hold the B button so the ball doesn't fly off. This thing's a lot more reliable. I love the flail weapon so much. And when you go into this room, you'll see a whole bunch of Griud worshippers and this guy. This is the High Priest. He is the one who is preparing to sacrifice Fam to the god Griud. He is not a very good person at all. We're going to have to stop him, obviously. And after that laughter, this man finally goes away. You can actually talk to all these worshippers. You'll get like at least 4 individual messages, and all these guys will eventually repeat dialogues you've already read. There is one guy that you want to talk to who doesn't say any of those statements, and you could tell it's him because when you speak to him, his speech is in a different color. It's not this periwinkle blue-like color that you see on the screen here. Thankfully, he's always in the same place every time you play it, so it's not like you have to go through all these guys just to find the one random one to get the one who gives you something. Yes, the guy actually gives you something, and it's this guy right here. He recognizes the mark on your hand, and according to him, it's not a good sign. He also gives you something. You will definitely need it. You get the power band, and you equip that pretty much the same way you equip the guard ring that you found back in the southwest cave. There's the power band, go ahead and use it. And your attack power will go up by 10. Very useful at this point in the game. Also, you can hold C to speed through the text if you need to. That is why I mentioned earlier, like at the very beginning, this is why I don't like how talking to people is handled in the game. Because you're gonna accidentally run into somebody, and you're gonna accidentally talk to them, and you have to hold C to like speed through it all. And now we got these red and gold guards. These guys move a little faster, and they will charge at you when they see you. And here's the statue. Right up, right. And when you open up this door, you will hear Fom screaming. I want to make sure I have everything equipped. Hawkins, Silver Armor, Crack Mom. I actually use Time Stop. No, I actually don't use Time Stop. It's been a while since I recorded this video. Like 2 weeks since I recorded this. 2 or 3 weeks. And therefore I kind of have an idea of what's going on here. But anyway, once you go up the stairs, just keep walking right on the bridge so that way it doesn't crumble and take you with it. And go up and you'll talk to the High Priest. He's not very happy with the fact that you're disturbing the sacrifice to Griud, and he decides to fight you himself. This guy will just teleport and shoot projectiles at you, but if you know what you're doing, you can take care of this guy in seconds, and after he takes enough damage, he'll transform. This is the real fight here. And apparently this guy is very faithful to Griud because Griud actually gives him his power. He turns into this evil bat thing. You want to stay close. He moves around in like weird circle patterns, kind of like the bats we've seen in and throughout the tower. Don't let him hit you. If you need to use a medical herb, by all means do so. Also, almost consider using Time Stop. If he's giving you that much trouble, be sure to use that. Get some free hits in while he's frozen. Just be sure he's in a spot where you can easily hit him. And thankfully I didn't have to do that or use a medical herb. All I had to do was just stay close, take down all the bats, use the Hawken, be ready to heal if I needed to. Very easy boss. We just took down High Priest Goma. And now that the skies have become clear again, let's walk up to this altar and talk to Fom. Fom will be very grateful that you saved her. And after you're done talking to her, you get teleported back to Ganant's place. Thankfully, you don't have to go all the way over there yourself, which actually kind of makes sense because the bridge to this part of the tower actually crumbled. Of course, you could have also used exit, but at least the game doesn't make you do that. You actually get off easy here, and you have full HP and MP when you head back to Ganant's place, so that's also really good. Of course, I didn't realize this after I got over here, and I actually went back to Mook's place to heal. And then I realized, oh hey, I don't need to heal, the game healed me for me. Anyway, you bring Fom back to Ganant, Gnat will thank you, and he finally gives you back the iron sword, which is now fixed. Well, let's go ahead and take the iron sword. And you can talk to these two if you want. They just go ahead and thank you again. You don't necessarily have to do this, but, well, I do it anyway. And it's time to head back to Mook's cabin. Let's talk to Mook to see what we need to do now. Mook is relieved that you saved Fam, telling you that overthrowing the High Priest is a pretty mean feat in itself. And Mook actually starts taking you seriously for once. He finally has you do another task, and he has you go through the Forest of Bewilderment. The Master of the Forest is a monster named Gomunus, and he wants you to kill Gomunus. And he also lets you use the Iron Sword, which is much stronger than the short sword that we started out with. And of course I talked to the girl again, and of course I find out I'm not injured, I'm at perfect HP and MP. And we'll be heading to the Forest of Bewilderment in the next episode, so join me next time where I go through the Forest of Bewilderment. Until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!